Welcome back to the news at 10. The Nigeria Deposit Insurance Corporation is asking the National Assembly to amend the laws that regulate its operations in order to strengthen its operational capacity. The managing director of the agency, Alhaji Umaru Ibrahim, made the call at a public lecture and book presentation to mark the agency's 13th anniversary in Abuja, or its 30th, I beg your pardon. According to him, the amendment is urgently needed to protect depositors' money in the face of emerging challenges in the banking sector.
The Oni of Ife, the Emir of Kazaure, as well as the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, are some of the dignitaries that graced the occasion of the 30th anniversary of the Nigeria Deposit Insurance Corporation NDIC in Abuja. The NDIC has the mandate to ensure soundness of the banking institutions and protect depositors. Its management believes that this mandate has been met, but advocates the need for reforms.
On the liquidation of distressed financial institutions, the performance of the NDIC has also been very credible. To date, the NDIC has paid the cumulative sum of over 8.25 billion, as insured amount to 442,999 depositors of closed deposit money banks.
The NDIC Act was amended in 2006 to strengthen the corporation's powers so as to execute its mandate more effectively. However, some challenges experienced since 2006 have necessitated the need to review the Act by the National Assembly.
The Oni of Ife makes case for depositors.
Mr. Senate President, please, we want you to correct the law of NDIC. If somebody have 1 million, 100 million deposited in the bank, and you are telling that depositor that it is only 500,000 they can get, let us use this celebration to give more respite to an average innocent depositor in Nigeria.
While the Vice President wants the NDIC to invest more on technology, the Emir of Kazaure advocates the need for banks to increase lending to entrepreneurs.
There's no question that regulatory institutions must now spend more time and resources on researching the nature and management of these risks, such as the speed of transactions, cross-border transactions, money laundering concerns, and data privacy and security issues.
We also wish to urge you to push the banks further to please be lending to deserving entrepreneurs in this country.
Since 2009, when crisis in the banking sector kicked some banks out of the market, the NDIC has worked tirelessly to prevent such reoccurrence.
Intercontinental Distillers Limited has relaunched its new improved Teasers cocktail drink. At the launch, the managing director, Patrick Anegbe, stated that the relaunch is part of Ideal's commitment to continue to bring delicious goodness to their customers.
Gathered are distributors, consumers and management of Intercontinental Distillers Limited.
Teasers Sparkling Cocktail!
The relaunch of the Teasers Sparkling Cocktail drink is just one of the reasons for this gathering.
The real reason we are here today is to celebrate our esteemed distributors for their achievements in the year 2018 and reward their efforts.
The management also took time to appreciate the distributors who have stayed with Ideal for over 20 years.
We sincerely thank you for doing business with us over the years and for your loyalty and belief in our company. You deserve special recognition and reward at this ceremony. This year, we have decided as a company to sponsor 13 of our high-performing and dedicated customers and their spouses on a holiday trip to Dubai.
Teasers Sparkling Cocktail drink comes in 2 variants.
But we have taken our time with the re-engineering process to get it right, with customer satisfaction as our top priority after an extensive research work. We have carefully considered the dynamics of this generation and the demographics of our market to give it a fresh, new feel. Teaser's sparkling cocktail is now in a distinctive 35cl bottle.
Teaser's is an alcoholic fruit drink that comes in two variants, lime and lemon and apple. And the good thing about it is just 5% alcohol volume, so it's easy for people who, are light drinkers, moderate drinkers who aren't, who are concerned about the level of alcohol they take in. This is the brand for you.
According to the management, IDL has worked really hard to ensure the availability of the product across Nigeria.
For some more business news, here's Anne Waudu.
You First. First Bank.
Thank you, Ijoma. Welcome to Business News tonight. The Acting Director General of the Securities and Exchange Commission, Ms. Mary Uduk, says the Commission is looking at adopting a framework to regulate small businesses that use crowdfunding for raising capital. Speaking with journalists on the sidelines of the World Bank IMF meetings, Ms. Uduk explains that the move is aimed at protecting investors within Nigeria's capital market.
The primary market may not be as active as it used to be, but there are a number of activities, and some other companies are looking at talking to us to come and do dual listing, which we are working on our requirements, to accommodate them. For the secondary market, like I like to say, that the BAs were more active, this year. If we look at that aspect of the market, we have lost like 16% of the market to date. But even then, even in those losses, there are opportunities, because in the capital market, the watchword is that you buy when the prices are low and then you sell when it is high.
Commonwealth finance ministers are advocating closer collaboration to resolve tax challenges arising from growing digital commerce. Now, the call was made today at the 2019 Commonwealth finance ministers meeting in Washington, D.C. The ministers identified the need to make debt easier to manage for vulnerable countries to be eligible for periods of relief to stabilize growth during economic shocks. At the same time, delegates at that meeting gave a presentation on the organization's flagship debt management system, Commonwealth Meridian, which is used by 63 countries to manage their debt, which combines a total of $2.5 trillion. Let's talk about the December loading programs for Nigeria's crude export. They have begun to emerge, but activities remain muted at key trades. That's Bonny Light's crude are still missing. According to loading schedules released today, export to Focados and Kwa Ibo crude oil are still expected to fall in December, with Focados expected to load 9 cargoes at a daily rate of 257,000 barrels, down from a total of 263,000 barrels in the month of November. Now, overloading programs or other loading programs for December include 6 cargoes, 4 cargoes from Agbami, 3 from Anamen, and 1 cargo from Yoho crude stream. And the domestic stock market has fully entered a bearish territory, with year-to-date performance down at 16.04%. And that's after continued sell pressure hit 4 out of the 5 key counters on the NSE. Edith Young-Ewang has the details.
Hello and welcome to the Stock Market Reports. The month of October remains depressed into the 4th week at the close of Monday's trading session on the stock exchange. A fresh round of profit-taking pushed the main index further down by 0.22% towards the 25,000 level on induced sell pressure by industrial goods giant Dangote Cement and 3 Tier 1 banks, Zenith, FBN Holdings and Access Bank. While traders maintain that the market's continued downturn is hinged on current economic and investment climate, as well as the market's continued search for a catalyst to lift investor sentiment. Well, 4 out of the 5 sectors we track closed the day negative, with insurance taking the heaviest hit, down 1.44%, while banking and industrial goods shared 0.45% and 0.28% each. Total turnover of shares traded today were lower compared with Friday's session, as 245.85 million shares worth 1.3 billion naira were exchanged. Shares of Omoluabi Mortgage Bank were the most traded in terms of volume, while GT Bank was the highest in terms of value. May Baker led 19 gainers by 9.50%, while NEM Insurance led 13 other losers by 9.57%. Well, that's a summary of trading at the Nigerian equities market. I'm Edidiong Iwang.
Thank you, Didio. Meanwhile, positive sentiment swept across all major sectors at the market's NSE as optimism around U.S.-China trade talks, as well as the latest corporate earnings on Wall Street, overshadowed Brexit uncertainty today. Let's see how they closed today. And that's business news tonight. Thank you for watching. The rest of the news at 10 continues now with Ijoma. I'm Anne Nwawodu. Good evening.
Thanks a lot, Anne. Still ahead on the news at 10, Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu admits difficulty in forming a government, asked his political rival to salvage the situation, and more coming from our London bureau in Around the World in 5. Do stay with us.